Yeah, I mean, you think this is some third world bullshit right here. Let me say it again, third world bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Owen Schroyer here from InfoWars, and breaking news has just dropped right after I sign off of the War Room. The biggest news of the day hits. Donald Trump's home in Mar-A-Lago in Florida has just been raided by the FBI. Let me give you the official statement from Donald Trump just released. These are dark times for our nation, as my beautiful home, Mar-A-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. It is prosecutorial misconduct, the weaponization of the justice system, and an attack by the radical left Democrats who desperately don't want me to run for president in 2024, especially based on recent polls, and who will likewise do anything to stop Republicans and conservatives in the upcoming midterm elections. Such an assault could only take place in a broken third world country. Sadly, America has now become one of those countries, corrupt at a level not seen before. They even broke into my safe. What is the difference between this and Watergate, where operatives broke into the Democrat National Committee? Here in reverse, Democrats broke into the home of the 45th President of the United States. Now, let me tie this into something else, and we'll get back to the main story. The reason why Alex Jones and InfoWars had to be banned from all big tech platforms is so that in a moment like this, when there's huge breaking news, the corporate media Democrat symbiote of information domination can take control of a narrative, bury the truth, and resurrect the lie. So they don't want Alex Jones on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook doing a live stream right now explaining how corrupt this is, explaining the truth about Donald Trump and why he's getting raided by the FBI and how the Democrats stole the election. No, only the corporate heads that have passed the Democrat Party inspection are allowed to operate in that capacity. This is why their internet censorship is so important. So when a big news story like this is breaking, only the establishment narrative gets heard. Now, back to the relevant story. Are we in the worst time in America's history? Are we in the most corrupt time in America's history? I think the answer is yes. Now, just look. It's sad, but it's true. InfoWars and our ragtag group of information, America, truth, justice, berserkers were marked for destruction before Donald Trump, because they view Alex Jones and InfoWars in the culture information war battlefield as a bigger threat than even Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, obviously the biggest threat to them politically, that's why he's been marked for destruction. But who got censored before Donald Trump? InfoWars, Alex Jones, myself. Who got arrested? Who got raided? Who've been in court for years before Donald Trump? InfoWars, Alex Jones, myself, our crew. And so sadly, we've known all this was coming, because whatever they do to us, they eventually go down the ladder and do to everyone else. So ladies and gentlemen, where do we go from here? Do we let the corrupt Democrat Party run every institution, run every government bureaucracy, and weaponize it against their political opposition? How much worse can they get? They already burn cities to the ground. They already murder police officers. They already murder people at their riots. They already have political prisoners. They're already disarming civilians. They're already censoring Americans. Now they're going after their biggest political opposition, and that's Donald Trump. This is truly a dark time in our country's history, as Donald Trump put it. Now, I will say this. The night is always darkest before the dawn. And this Democrat Party, this Biden administration, and everything they're doing with the FBI and the DOJ and every other government bureaucracy is so corrupt, so evil, and so obvious in its evil and its corruption that the American people have to see it at this point. What's sad is that the mainstream media and the Democrat Party have people so filled with hatred in their hearts that they still won't even see the truth or admit the truth about what's going on to this country because they hate Donald Trump so much. They don't care if Donald Trump gets destroyed. They don't care if Alex Jones gets destroyed. They're so obsessed with those people being their enemy that they want them to be destroyed, not even realize they get destroyed next. So, Donald Trump raided by the FBI for what? January 6th? For what? As if they don't already have all of his messages, as if he hasn't already cooperated, as if we don't know what's really going on. And the Antifa, Democrat, federal provocateurs that were there on January 6th, the hiding of all the evidence that they were there, the ignoring of Ray Epps calling people to go into the building the night before and the day of, he gets no charges, I'm still in court, Donald Trump gets raided. I can go on, folks. This might be the moment. In fact, I would even say this is the moment. There's been a lot of different moments, but this is probably the moment. People were already lied to about Alex Jones, and even conservatives and Republicans were willing to throw Alex Jones under the bus. It's going to be a little bit tougher, I think, at this point with Donald Trump. So what is the response of the Republican Party going to be? How is this going to be covered in mainstream media tonight? But more importantly, what will the American people take away from this? Will they finally recognize how corrupt this country has become, more so than ever with the Biden crime family running it, and that the American left has set a course for destruction for this country by first going after all the supporters of America, politically, culturally, and in media, marking them for destruction, like Donald Trump, like Alex Jones, like maybe others, maybe Aaron Rodgers. They have to be destroyed because they're not good corporate Democrat stooges. So this is where America gets to make up its mind. This is where America gets to decide. Do you want to see rigged court cases destroying independent media like we saw with Alex Jones? Do you want to see corrupt federal bureaucracies going after the political opposition of the Democrat Party like they are with Donald Trump? If we accept these terms and conditions, kiss America goodbye, folks. Kiss it goodbye. You're already seeing your prosperity go away with all the Green Party policies, climate change policies, and all the crap they call transition. No, that's a transition from the citizen of Earth having a chance at freedom and prosperity, transitioning you into slavery and poverty before you are ultimately eliminated. So America gets to decide. You've never seen more corruption than you see right now out of the Democrat Party. You've never seen a crime family running this country like you have the Biden family. So what will America decide after seeing the most clear-cut, obvious corruption we've ever seen now with the Democrat Party weaponizing all the institutions of government and technology against their opposition? Truly a dark time in America, probably the most corrupt time in American history, and it's the Democrat Party. But this gives us an opportunity for an awakening, an opportunity for recognition, and an opportunity to understand that it is the Democrat Party that is the biggest problem this country is facing. Just look at how corrupt it is and look at what they're doing to Donald Trump. We'll be following this story closely at Infowars.com.
People say Alex Jones crazy. He's a conspiracy theory guy. He's a nutcase. You got these rants and all that. What they miss is that this guy's ahead of the curve on so many different topics of signal, not noise. If you look at the signal and you compare that to PBS and NPR and BBC, and we'll do what Alex Jones put out there versus what your collective body has put out there. And if you're a sentient human being and just watching it, you say, well, God, Alex Jones was ahead of this. Not only that, he kind of explained it. You are one of the great thinkers of this. That is very rare. You got to go back almost to the revolutionary generation and see that. In this new book, I got to tell you, when Tony Lyons first approached me, I read this thing. I go, this is it. This is no beach read. You're not going to be flipping pages here. You're going to be having a pen out and you're going to be underlining stuff.
The Great Reset by Alex Jones. Order your copy now at Amazon or InfoWarsStore.com.